If you've ever stood in your garden watching the soil crack under a hot sun, wondering how your plants are supposed to survive another dry spell, you're not alone. As gardeners, we're constantly sold new solutions, irrigation systems, bottled soil boosters, so-called miracle water-saving products. But here on Soilpower, I want to take you in the opposite direction, backward, way backward, to a drought-fighting technique so effective that entire farming communities survived on it for centuries. And then, somehow, we forgot it. This ancient drought trick doesn't rely on technology, electricity, or expensive inputs. It relies on soil biology, gravity, and patience. And once you understand it, you'll start seeing rain, soil, and plant roots very differently. Let's dig in. Modern gardening has trained us to think of drought as a lack of rain, but ancient farmers understood something deeper. Drought is really a failure of soil to hold and use water. Rain can fall and still be wasted if it runs off, evaporates, or never reaches plant roots. Bare soil, compacted ground, and shallow root zones are all modern problems. They cause water to disappear within hours. Ancient growers didn't fight drought by chasing water. They trapped it, slowed it down, and fed it to the soil. That's where this forgotten method comes in. Long before drip irrigation or hoses, farmers in dry regions of Africa developed a method called dry pits. At first glance, it looks almost too simple to matter. Small holes dug into hard, dry ground before the rainy season. But what those holes do is nothing short of revolutionary. Each pit is typically about 20 to 30 centimeters wide and 10 to 20 centimeters deep. Inside, farmers add compost, manure, or organic debris. When rain comes, even light rain, water collects in the pit instead of running away. The organic matter absorbs moisture like a sponge. Microbes wake up, earthworms move in, roots follow. Instead of watering the whole field, the farmer creates thousands of tiny water harvesting engines, and here's the part modern gardeners often miss. Dry pits don't just save water, they repair dead soil. When water runs across flat, bare ground, it picks up speed. Speed causes erosion. Erosion removes topsoil, and once topsoil is gone, water stops soaking in. It's a vicious cycle. Dry pits break that cycle completely. Water slows down as soon as it hits the pit. Sediment settles instead of washing away. Organic matter holds moisture underground, protected from sun and wind. Roots grow deeper because that's where the food and water are. Over time, the surrounding soil structure improves, even outside the pit. In other words, the pit teaches the soil how to function again. This is not theory. Entire regions once considered unproductive have been restored using this method alone. No chemicals, no machinery, just soil, biology, and thoughtful design. Somewhere along the way, gardening became, well, surface-focused. We water from above, we fertilize from above, we expect results from above. But, ancient growers focused on what happens below. They understood that roots don't need constant moisture. They need consistent access to moisture. They understood that microbes are the real irrigation system, and they understood that soil fertility starts with structure, not nutrients. Modern gardeners often panic during droughts and water more frequently, shallowly, and honestly, kind of desperately. Ancient gardeners prepared before the drought ever arrived. That's the mindset shift. You don't need a farm or a desert climate to use this technique. You can adapt the principle to raised beds, backyard gardens, and even small plots. Instead of planting directly into flat soil, create shallow basins or pockets where plants will grow. Before planting, enrich those pockets with compost or well-decomposed organic matter. Shape the surrounding soil so water naturally flows toward the plant, not away from it. When it rains, or when you water, aim for depth, not frequency. Let water soak into those zones slowly. You'll notice that soil stays moist longer, roots grow stronger, and plants handle heat stress far better. Over time, you'll water less often. That's not magic. That's soil learning how to behave again. One of the most overlooked benefits of this ancient trick is microbial activity. Dry, compacted soil is biologically dead, but when you concentrate organic matter and moisture in one place, life just explodes. Bacteria multiply, fungi spread, worms tunnel. Those organisms improve soil aggregation, which increases water-holding capacity even more. It's a feedback loop. Each rain makes the soil better prepared for the next dry period. Modern inputs try to bypass biology. Ancient methods activate it. That's why this approach works even when rainfall is unpredictable. If you've been gardening for years and still struggle during dry seasons, this method may be the piece you've been missing. You can have great compost, good seeds, and the right timing, and still fail if water doesn't stay where roots can reach it. Think of zai pits, not as holes, but as intentional root zones. Places where everything the plant needs is concentrated and protected. Once you start gardening this way, you'll stop asking, how often should I water? And start asking, how can my soil store this water longer? That's a powerful shift. Trends come and go in gardening. Products change. Climate patterns shift. But gravity, soil biology, and water behavior don't change. That's why this ancient drought trick is timeless. It works in dry years and wet years. It improves soil instead of depleting it. And it becomes more effective the longer you use it. This is not a quick fix. It's a long-term relationship with your soil, and that's exactly what Soilpower is about. We don't need to reinvent gardening. We need to remember it. Our ancestors didn't have access to endless water, yet they grew food reliably. They didn't fight nature, they designed with it. By reviving techniques like zai pits, we're not going backward. We're moving forward, with better understanding. If drought has been defeating your garden, don't blame the weather. Change the way your soil handles water. Start small, observe, adjust. Let the soil teach you. If this article changed how you think about water, soil, or drought, then it's doing its job. Gardening isn't about controlling nature, it's about cooperating with it. On Soilpower, we uncover forgotten methods like this because they work. They're practical, proven, and powerful. And, in a changing climate, they matter more than ever. If you found this useful, subscribe to the Soilpower channel for more deep, practical soil wisdom. Share this with a fellow gardener who's struggling with dry soil. The more we bring these ancient techniques back, the stronger our gardens and our soils will be.